This is The Scoop for Friday.
I'm Sean Canan with the WMNF News headlines. There have been substantial changes in water quality and wildlife in Sarasota Bay in the month since Tropical Storm Debbie's record-breaking rainfall and flooding overwhelmed the area. The Sarasota Herald-Tribune reports that scientists from Mote Marine Laboratory shared a report that Debbie caused a significant ecological impact on Sarasota Bay. There have been chemical changes in the water and damage to nearby sea turtle nests. A Mote press release says an initial analysis of the bay's water quality revealed a spike in nitrate and ammonia concentrations, a drop in dissolved oxygen levels, and elevated turbidity and true color. Mote said it's unclear whether the changes will fade in the coming months or linger long term. Meanwhile, the Bradenton Herald reports in the last week Manatee County reported wastewater spills totaling more than 50,000 gallons. Palmetto's wastewater plant filed 20 pollution notices with state regulators. In Bradenton, city officials reported bypassing about 25 million gallons of water containing raw sewage from the wastewater plant into the Manatee River. The Florida Agency for Healthcare Administration launched a webpage yesterday that bashes the proposed state constitutional amendment to protect access to abortion. The Florida Phoenix reports that Florida Democrats are calling out the use of state funds to promote opposition to the measure. On X, the agency's secretary, Jason Weeda, wrote that the page is meant to combat lies and disinformation surrounding Florida's abortion laws. However, the page states that Amendment 4 threatens to expose women and children to health risks. Florida Democrats responded that the webpage violates Florida statutes barring state employees from using their authority to interfere with an election. Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office says it has arrested a 15-year-old girl for threatening to shoot up the school on social media. She's a student at Bloomingdale High School. Sheriff Chad Cronister said this behavior is not a joke. Threatening the safety of our schools, whether online or in person, will not be tolerated. Activists trying to save 14 acres of scrub habitat on West Closterman Road in Pinellas County have been raising funds, but seem likely to miss an approaching deadline. The Tampa Bay Times reports that the nonprofit group WK Preservation Group is still $400,000 short of its goal to raise $1.5 million by September 15th to meet a county-imposed deadline. The land is home to Florida scrub habitat. It's one of the rarest ecosystems in the country and supports more than 60 endangered plants and animals that are native to Florida. A state representative from Tampa is firing back after being accused by a Hillsborough County commissioner of lying on financial documents. In a recent meeting, Commissioner Joshua Wostall alleged that Democratic State Representative Diane Hart profited from East Tampa organizations. He says there are discrepancies on some of Hart's financial documents, like one showing she received $150,000 a year for her consulting services, and another showing she received nothing. Wostall says there is dishonesty within the organization and he expects an investigation. But in a statement, Representative Diane Hart called his accusations a stunt, and she says they are the most recent attack in a months-long series of unfounded allegations. Hart also says she's looking into potential legal action. 5 of Florida's Democratic members of Congress have demanded a formal investigation into plans to build golf courses, hotels, and other development on 9 state parks. The Tampa Bay Times reports that in a letter to Governor Ron DeSantis yesterday, the Congress members also demanded the release of public records documenting how those plans emerged. Congress members Kathy Castor of Tampa was one of the 5 who signed the letter that asked for an independent investigation into what state procedures were violated and which private parties lobbied for and stood to benefit from it. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible today with highs in the low 90s. Tonight, a stray shower or thunderstorm is possible early with overnight lows in the mid-70s. And tomorrow, partly cloudy, highs in the low 90s. I'm Sean Canan with the WMNF News headlines.
This is The Scoop, recorded at WMNF Tampa.